I asked the question a couple of videos ago, is the Young Turks and Ana Kasparian actually getting red pilled, or is this just a business move? And as time goes on, I'm starting to believe more and more that Ana Kasparian, at least her, I don't know about the entirety of Young Turks, but at least Ana Kasparian might actually be getting red pilled. I'm not fully convinced yet. I still think it might be a business move, but I mean, just the way that the fans are absolutely melting down, which we'll go over later on in this video, and the takes that Ana Kasparian are given, they just make too much sense, man. They make too much sense for somebody who works for the Young Turks. Let's check out a couple of these clips, and then, like I said, we're going to check out the absolute meltdown that the Young Turks fans are having about Ana Kasparian having these common sense takes. They're completely turning on Ana Kasparian, and some of them are even turning on Jank and the other people who work at the Young Turks. Let's check out these clips, and then we'll go over those meltdowns.
Journalists who were doing their jobs. For instance, when...
By the way, this tweet is about Li Fang was canceled by his Intercept colleagues for reporting on violence at BLM protests. You can already tell what kind of person this is. She also thinks Jessie Singal, who portrays gender-affirming care as worsening mental illness, which she'll address, and also Jessie addresses in the comments here, is not a transphobe and informs her views on trans issues. Let's check this out.
Li Fang was reporting on the BLM protests. When he was accurately reporting on the BLM protests and some of the violence that took place during those protests. His own colleagues at the Intercept.
Wait, you mean the fiery but mostly peaceful protests, right? Not the violent ones. There was no violent BLM protests.
Tried to paint him as a racist. I've known Li Fang for many, many years, since I started working at TYT. Guy doesn't have a racist bone in his body. For them to paint him in that way, I thought was disgusting, and it had a chilling effect, right? The whole point is to intimidate journalists from doing accurate reporting on what's actually occurring on the ground. Then there was what happened to Jessie Singal, which I found disgusting. I didn't know about that until at some point this year. I would say earlier this year.
With the trans stuff? Jesse's been on the show before. Yeah, he's done great.
Jessie Singal is a good faith, I think, critical thinker.
You can kind of see, and I don't know the full context of this clip, maybe that's why she is bringing, Ana Kasparian is bringing up these names. You could see why she is being driven away from the left and opening her mind to new ideas and opening her mind to being red pilled and these common sense ideas that she is because she's seeing all of these people like Li Fang, who she just mentioned, like Jessie Singal, who she just mentioned. She's seeing all of these people, and there's a lot more than just those two. But you can tell that she is seeing these things happening, and the left is driving her away. The Young Turks fans, the lunatic left, are driving Ana Kasparian and other people like her away from the left. And then they have meltdowns whenever it happens, but your actions are doing it. Your actions are causing people like Ana Kasparian and the Young Turks to stray away.
Subscribe to Blocked and Reported. I have listened to endless podcast episodes from Blocked and Reported. I haven't seen anything from Jessie Singal that communicates to me that he is a transphobe, that he is a bad person. He did straight news reporting on basically what, some of the risks could be when it comes to transitioning literal kids with puberty blockers and then cross-sex hormones. And through his reporting, which I'm very sad to say I didn't really come across until this year, I learned that I was wrong about a bunch of other things, right? So for instance, it is a lie that puberty blockers are reversible. In some cases, they are not, and they can cause irreparable harm. And
I just can't believe I'm hearing this come out of Ana Kasparian's mouth. I just can't believe it.
Look, you might think, okay, but you got to do a balancing act. And if a child or if a teenager has severe gender dysphoria and it would actually be better for that person to go on puberty blockers. Okay, I mean, we should be able to balance that out. But my point here is withholding the information because you don't like the information getting out there.
That's what the left does. Whenever they don't like the information, they will stop everybody from getting the information. They will ban you off every platform for simply having wrong ideas. They'll either, ban you completely or just demonetize you and make it to where you can post videos still. You can make tweets still. You can make posts on Facebook and Instagram still, but nobody's going to see it. They shadow ban you. They demonetize you. But here's Ana Kasparian actually responding to these people having meltdowns about her takes over there. Jessie Singal is not a transphobe at all. They just want to suppress anything that questions the safety of puberty blockers or cross-sex hormones for minors. It's pretty disgusting to say the least, and I'm glad that their efforts to destroy his career haven't worked. And here is this person, who is the original poster, says he literally wrote an entire article defending someone who believes in, I think he means conversion therapy instead of conversation therapy for trans kids. And here is where Jessie Singal himself also responds to Ana Kasparian, says, yeah, I could spend all day responding to angry people on Twitter who haven't read what I've written. I don't know where this person is getting that I portray gender affirming care as worsening mental illness. So he even says he's not a transphobe like this person claims. And personally, I agree that gender affirming care is worsening mental illness, is enabling mental illness. But to say that this person got canceled when he's clearly saying that it doesn't, that he probably does kind of support gender affirming care, at least somewhat. I'm not too familiar with Jessie Singal's takes, but I would assume that he does somewhat support gender affirming care just from these few tweets that I've seen about him and from him. And then we also have this video from Ana Kasparian that really set everybody off who's a fan of the Young Turks. It says, "You guys, this is so much worse than I thought." Anna says if she was in Rittenhouse's shoes, she'd have done the same thing. Let's check this one out, man.
But look, Cenk just has a different perspective. It is what it is. Like, I'm not here to talk shit about Cenk. You know, like we and again, I want to give him credit because we can have the conversation on air, this exact conversation, and he's gonna say the exact same thing. I'm gonna say.
I just can't let them get away with saying that Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense. This man showed up with a gun with an intent to use it. Okay, and then when people tried to stop him, remember, people always say, "Why did nobody stop that man? Where with the?"
It's so crazy that we're still having this debate, dude. Like, I'm very tempted to just skip what this guy is saying, but he's just so stupid that I can't skip it. Like, if he showed up with the gun with the intent to use it, I'm not going to go too far into this. If he showed up with the intent to use the gun, then why did he only use the gun after he got batted in the back of the head with a skateboard and while he was on the ground? Why didn't he use the gun while he was standing up when nobody was paying attention to him? Why wouldn't that be the case, man? Like, just shut up, dude.
Yeah, he was ready to be an active shooter. They'll be like, "Oh, it's not a crime to walk around and point your fucking gun at people in the age of mass shooting." You guys are fucking crazy. You guys are talking out of both.
He didn't point his gun at anybody until it was time to shoot.
Both sides of your mouth. One time you want us to shoot the fucking mass shooter and be vigilantes. Somebody is a vigilante. You're like, that man had every right
this guy's
to
a
use
retard.
that the guy gets told. Anyway, I have
lead to like an uncomfortable. It's not going to lead to like an uncomfortable relationship with him. It's not going to lead to retaliation. And I really commend him for having an open mind. But to him, he just disagrees about it being self-defense. He thinks like he didn't need to like shoot the gun. He didn't need to kill people. I hear you. I wish it didn't end that way. But if I were in his shoes, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. I probably would have prayed.
That's really going to trigger all of the Young Turks fans. What Ana Kasparian just said there, saying that if she was in Kyle Rittenhouse's shoes, she'd have done the same thing. And like I said, we'll go over the Reddit post in just 1 second where they lost their minds about what she just said right there.
And sprayed. So, I mean, Rittenhouse did the right thing. Like, it's a good thing he was in control of the weapon instead of me. So.
Adam, you would not have shown up to a fucking protest to just kill people randomly. Adam, when was the last?
He didn't kill anybody randomly. He only killed people that attacked him. I feel like I've said this a million times. I feel like if you don't understand it by now, you never will, and you don't want to understand it if you don't understand it by now. Like, these people are just extremely bad faith. But as you can see, it's all people like this. Been warning you about her, my friend. It was one of our first conversations, if I recall, on John's timeline. I still like the watch list. Damage report indisputable, though. You see, it's all these people saying, yeah, we always knew that Anna was going to turn on us. And here is the Reddit post that I was talking about. This is the post of the actual video that we just watched, and here is the responses to that video of Ana Kasparian saying that she would have done the same thing in Kyle Rittenhouse's shoes. This person says, "This is extremely disappointing to see. Anna and the Young Turks were the first leftist media I found and really got me into politics. I don't know what the F is happening. Like, this is unreal. How does something like this this person is losing his mind, dude. This person is going through it right now. Did they actually have any personal beliefs at all, or was it a show all along? Like, what the F would convince you to go to the right like that? It's just all insane to me, and I'm wondering if it's just about the money." I don't think Ana Kasparian is going to the right at all. I don't think she's even close to going to the right personally. I just think she's taking the red pill in terms of like the common sense takes that the right has, she's adopting. And the completely nonsensical takes, the beliefs that are totally not based in fact that the left has, she's straying away from, she's moving away from. So she's more moving into like the centrist, I guess, the moderate space where she's definitely not on the right, but she's also not participating in the lunacy of the left anymore, if that makes any sense. So I think that these people, of course, are going to say that she's probably alt-right at this point is how they view her now. This person also says she got old and she got rich. Maybe she wants a spot at a cable network for her retirement nest egg. There's a paradox about leftist that this person thinks he's very, very smart about leftist news commentators where they originally care about the issue, but if they become successful and their class status changes, they become alienated from the very issues that made them wealthy. So basically, whenever you're broke, you're a leftist, and whenever you make money, you become more of a conservative. It's crazy how that works, huh? The wealth is real, but the issues are abstract. They are moderate and become more conservative. Also, yes, if Cenk retires, nobody would keep watching the Young Turks outside of John. I think Anna's considering that they didn't quite build a self-sustaining network, and they may have missed the opportunity to go mainstream with the MSNBC things. So there's that too. That's a good take. She got paid off money. Kasparian railed against the financial hardship of retrofitting her California condo to allow for electrical vehicle charging. Funny how quickly these rich folks flip-flop when it comes to them putting their money where their mouth is. It's like when Bill Maher wouldn't shut up about his effing solar shed or whatever. He's always sort of sucked, but that was such a BS petty grievance. It was embarrassing to watch. Yeah, Bill Maher is another one who's kind of in the same shoes as Ana Kasparian, where he's been hardcore lefty through, you know, everything that happened in 2020 with the riots, with the jab, all of it. He's been hardcore lefty, and then over time he's starting to realize those people are absolute lunatics over there. So I'm going to move more into the common sense space, where I definitely wouldn't call him on the right or conservative, but he's not like a lunatic lefty. He's more like a moderate. You know, he's still on the left, I would say, and so is Ana, but he's not one of those lunatics. You know, they can understand some takes that the left has are completely not based in fact, completely not based in reality, and a lot of the stuff that the right is saying actually is based in common sense a little bit. Let me know what you think, though. Do you think Ana Kasparian is actually becoming red-pilled, and do you think the entirety of the Young Turks are shifting their beliefs, or do you think it's just Ana kind of going rogue, or do you think this is completely just a money play from Ana and she just wants, like these people are saying in the comments, she wants to get picked up by a big network and kind of build her retirement nest egg? What do you think is happening here? And let me know what you think about the meltdown from the Young Turks fans in the comments.